What happens if you pour banana peel water straight into your hibiscus plant? Some gardeners swear it turns a struggling, flowerless bush into a blooming machine within weeks. Others say they tried it and saw absolutely nothing change. So who's right? Today I'm going to show you exactly what's inside a banana peel, what your hibiscus is actually craving, and whether this kitchen scrap trick is worth your time or a waste of a perfectly good banana. Stick around because the answer might surprise you. Before we dig in, if you're someone who loves growing more with less, using what's already in your kitchen instead of running to the store, hit that subscribe button right now. I share practical, no-nonsense growing tips like this every single week, and you don't want to miss the next one. Let's start by breaking down what's actually inside a banana peel, because this is where the magic or the myth begins. Banana peels are surprisingly nutrient-dense. In fact, in many cases, the peel contains even higher concentrations of certain minerals than the fruit itself. The most talked about nutrient is potassium, and for good reason. Potassium makes up a significant portion of the peel's mineral content. Potassium is a macronutrient, meaning plants need it in fairly large amounts, and it plays a role in regulating water movement inside plant cells, activating enzymes, and strengthening the plant's overall resilience against stress like drought, disease, and temperature swings. But potassium isn't the only thing in there. Banana peels also contain phosphorus, though in smaller amounts. Phosphorus is critical for energy transfer within the plant. Think of it as the currency that powers root development and flower formation. Without enough phosphorus, a plant can grow lots of leaves but struggle to actually produce blooms. There's also a modest amount of calcium in banana peels. Calcium is a structural nutrient. It's like the mortar that holds plant cell walls together. It helps prevent weak, floppy stems and supports healthy new growth at the tips of branches. Magnesium shows up too, and this one is often overlooked. Magnesium sits at the center of the chlorophyll molecule, which means it's directly involved in photosynthesis, the process by which your hibiscus converts sunlight into energy. A magnesium deficiency often shows up as yellowing between the veins of older leaves, a problem banana peels can help correct in mild cases. Beyond the major minerals, banana peels contain trace amounts of manganese, sulfur, and sodium, along with natural sugars and organic matter. The natural sugars and organic compounds, when the peel breaks down, feed beneficial soil microbes. These microbes are the unsung heroes of any healthy garden. They break down organic material into forms plant roots can actually absorb. And a thriving microbial community generally means a thriving root zone. What banana peels notably lack, however, is nitrogen, at least not in significant amounts. This is an important detail we'll come back to, because nitrogen is one of the most important nutrients for leafy, vigorous growth, and it's simply not banana peels' strong suit. So, in summary, banana peels are a slow-release source of potassium, some phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals, delivered alongside organic matter that feeds soil life. It's less like a fast-acting fertilizer and more like a gentle, mineral-rich supplement. Now let's talk about what your hibiscus actually needs to thrive, because this is where everything clicks into place. Hibiscus plants are heavy bloomers by nature. If you've grown one before, you know they can pump out flower after flower through the warm months when they're happy. But producing that many blooms takes real nutritional investment, and hibiscus have a few standout demands. First and most famously, potassium. Hibiscus are considered potassium-hungry plants. Potassium directly influences bud formation, flower size, and even flower color vibrancy. It also helps the plant regulate water pressure inside its cells, which matters enormously for hibiscus, since they're prone to wilting in heat or underwatering stress. A hibiscus low on potassium often shows smaller blooms, fewer flowers overall, and leaf edges that turn brown or scorched looking, almost like a mild burn. This is exactly where banana peels shine. Remember, potassium is the single most abundant nutrient in banana peel material. So there's a genuinely logical, science-backed connection here, a plant that specifically craves potassium paired with a natural material that's unusually rich in it. Second, hibiscus need phosphorus, particularly for root establishment and flower bud development. Weak phosphorus levels can mean a plant that looks leafy and green but stubbornly refuses to flower. Again, banana peels offer phosphorus, though in smaller, more modest amounts, enough to provide gentle support, especially over time as the peel breaks down. Third, calcium and magnesium both matter more to hibiscus than many gardeners realize. Calcium supports strong stems and healthy new shoot growth, which hibiscus need constantly since they're vigorous growers during their active season. Magnesium keeps those large, glossy hibiscus leaves deep green and photosynthesizing efficiently, which indirectly fuels more energy for flower production. Both of these are present in banana peels, rounding out the mineral profile nicely. Now here's the catch, and it's important. Hibiscus also need a steady supply of nitrogen, especially during their active growing and leafing period. Nitrogen drives green, leafy growth and overall plant vigor. And as we just covered, banana peels are notably light on nitrogen. This means banana peel fertilizer is not a complete balanced fertilizer on its own. It's a potassium and mineral booster, not a full meal. Think of it this way. If your hibiscus's diet is a plate of food, banana peels are like a fantastic side dish, rich in exactly the mineral your plant craves most for blooming, but they're not the whole meal. For best results, banana peel fertilizer works wonderfully as a supplement alongside a balanced feeding routine, not necessarily as a total replacement for it. That said, for a hibiscus that's already getting decent nitrogen from good soil or occasional balanced feeding, adding banana peel nutrients can genuinely tip the balance toward more abundant, more vibrant blooms. When used thoughtfully, banana peel fertilizer offers real, tangible benefits for hibiscus. You get a slow, steady release of potassium that supports bigger, more vivid blooms. You get a mild boost of phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium that rounds out overall plant health. You feed beneficial soil microbes with organic matter, which improves soil structure over time. And you're doing all of this with something you'd otherwise throw in the trash. It's sustainable, free, and satisfying. But here's where I need to be completely honest with you, because this is the part most videos skip. Used incorrectly, banana peel fertilizer can actually hurt your hibiscus. If you bury whole, fresh peels directly in the soil without any preparation, they can attract pests, fruit flies, ants, and even rodents are drawn to the sugars and rotting fruit smell. That decomposing peel sitting right at the root zone can also encourage fungal growth and root rot, especially in pots with poor drainage. There's also a concentration problem. If you make a banana peel liquid and use it too strong or too frequently, you risk a potassium overload. And here's the tricky part. Too much potassium can actually block a plant's ability to absorb other essential nutrients, like magnesium and calcium, even if those nutrients are present in the soil. This is called nutrient antagonism, and it can leave your hibiscus looking deficient and stressed even though you've been feeding it constantly. Timing matters just as much as quantity, which we'll cover in detail shortly. Apply it at the wrong time, say during dormancy or right after transplanting, and you can shock the root system instead of helping it. So the real takeaway is this: banana peel fertilizer is a genuinely useful, science-backed tool, but it demands respect. Done right, in moderation, at the right time, it can noticeably improve blooming. Done carelessly, it can quietly undermine the very plant you're trying to help. Here's exactly how to do this correctly, step by step. Step 1. Choose your method. You have two good options: banana peel water, a liquid infusion, or dried crushed banana peel powder. For most hibiscus growers, the liquid method is easier to control and faster to prepare, so I'll focus on that, though I'll mention the powder option too. Step 2. Prepare your peels. Take 2 to 3 banana peels, organic if possible, since conventional peels can carry pesticide residue, and chop them into small pieces. Smaller pieces mean faster, more even nutrient release. Step 3. Soak them. Place the chopped peels into a jar or container and cover them with about 4 cups, roughly 1 liter of water. Let this sit for 48 to 72 hours at room temperature, stirring once a day. You'll notice the water taking on a light golden brown tint. That's your sign the minerals are leaching out into the liquid. Step 4. Strain the liquid. Once your soaking time is up, strain out the peel pieces and keep the liquid. This is your banana peel fertilizer concentrate. Step 5. Dilute before use. This step is critical. Never apply it full strength. Mix your banana peel liquid with plain water at a ratio of about 1 part banana liquid to 2 parts water. This dilution protects the roots from a sudden mineral overload. Step 6. Apply at the soil level. Pour the diluted mixture slowly and evenly around the base of the hibiscus right at the root zone, avoiding direct contact with the stem itself. For a potted hibiscus, about 1 cup of diluted mixture is plenty. For an in-ground shrub, you can use up to 2 to 3 cups depending on the size of the plant. Step 7. Optional. If you'd rather skip the soaking process entirely, dry your banana peels in the sun or a low oven until brittle, then crush them into a powder. Sprinkle a tablespoon or two around the base of the plant and lightly work it into the top layer of soil before watering normally. This slower release method is great for gardeners who want a set-it-and-forget-it option. Whichever method you choose, always water your hibiscus normally with plain water a day or two after applying the banana peel fertilizer to help distribute the nutrients through the root zone without overwhelming it in one go. Timing can genuinely make or break your results here, so let's get specific. Do not apply banana peel fertilizer during your hibiscus's dormant period, typically late fall through winter in most climates, when the plant has slowed down or stopped active growth. During dormancy, the roots aren't actively taking up nutrients the way they do in the growing season, so feeding at this time mostly just sits in the soil, potentially attracting pests or throwing off the soil's mineral balance. Also avoid applying it right after repotting or transplanting. The roots are already stressed and adjusting, and adding a mineral boost on top of that disruption can do more harm than good. Give a newly transplanted hibiscus at least 2 to 3 weeks to settle in first. Skip application during extreme heat waves or drought stress too. If your hibiscus is already wilting from heat, its roots are in survival mode, and introducing new fertilizer at that moment can add stress rather than relief. Wait until conditions stabilize and the plant looks normally hydrated. Now for the ideal timing. The best time to apply banana peel fertilizer is during the active growing season, typically spring through late summer, when your hibiscus is putting out new leaves and buds. This is when the roots are actively hungry and able to make full use of the potassium and minerals you're providing. Early morning is the best time of day, since cooler temperatures mean less stress and better absorption before the heat of the day sets in. As for frequency, this is not a weekly treatment. Apply your diluted banana peel fertilizer once every 3 to 4 weeks during the active growing season. This spacing gives the plant time to actually use what it's been given without building up excess potassium in the soil. If you're using the dried powder method, you can stretch that out slightly to once every 4 to 6 weeks, since it releases more slowly. So how long until you actually see something happen? Realistically, don't expect overnight miracles. This is a gentle, natural supplement, not a synthetic quick-fix fertilizer. In the first 1 to 2 weeks after your first application, you likely won't notice much visually, but underground, the roots are beginning to take up that extra potassium and those trace minerals. Around the 2 to 3 week mark, keep an eye on new growth. You may start to notice slightly deeper green leaf color, especially on newer leaves, along with a bit more overall vigor in the plant's posture. The real payoff usually shows up around the 4 to 6 week mark, particularly if you've kept up your reapplication schedule. This is typically when growers report noticeably larger flower buds forming, more buds overall compared to before, and richer, more vibrant bloom colors once those flowers open. Existing blooms may also last a little longer before dropping, since the plant has better internal water regulation thanks to that potassium boost. By the 8-week point, with consistent, correctly timed applications, many hibiscus growers see a genuinely fuller, more floriferous plant, more flowers open at once, stronger stems holding those blooms upright, and an overall healthier, glossier appearance to the foliage. So there you have it. Banana peel fertilizer isn't magic, but it's not a myth either. Used the right way, at the right time, in the right amount, it can genuinely help your hibiscus put on a better bloom show, all from something you'd otherwise toss in the compost or the trash. Give it a try this season, be patient, and watch what a few weeks of consistent care can do. If this video helped you understand your hibiscus a little better, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, tap the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next growing tip. I've got a lot more practical, tested techniques coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.